Hi. I want to talk about I've never addressed um, people thinking I stole their work or whatever it is, and I don't understand how they came up with that because I've never used their stuff. I never made money off of their stuff, so I don't know where they would get that from. Um, if they were talking about my website a long time ago and those T-shirts, that really didn't have anything to do with me. When you put things up for wholesale, which is the problem, people try to copy me. That's been the problem. People try to copy me. Dude came to me when I was trying to hustle my T-shirts back in 2004 or whatever, and I quoted him some wholesale prices. What I quoted him, wholesale prices, right? On my own, I didn't need the extra whatever. And he was looking at me like because I gathered because I was a girl, and I'm walking in the hood trying to peddle these things off, for most times. And this is my opinion about the logos and all this things when people come trying to say they think you stole their stuff. They look at my footprints and how I have done business and then go, run and tell whoever whatever, and then they try to come up with their own thing and then try to flip it and say I copying off of them. No, I quoted them some wholesale prices, and then when I was on the website, for one, everybody thought it was a joke that I wasn't going to be able to do this, that, and the other. Which I don't know why they would keep thinking that, because everything I've wanted to do, I've done. Period. Whether they liked it or not, or was going to help me do it or not, I still done it. And and then on the I put some stuff up there, and I've been dealing with China for a long time. A lot of people have, even when I was in California. So I wasn't thinking anything about whatever was on the T-shirt. It was just, hey, it was a plus size, so I'm a plus type of bra. You know what I'm saying? Plus, ain't no plus other girls, just plus me. I'm plus size. Period. Double wide. Uh, so then, people got some fucking hairs up their ass about it. And I was like, wait a minute. You are copying off of me. I don't care who you think you are. Because that's been another problem. People think because they got a camera on their side, and I don't have problems putting a camera on your side if you really want one on there. Uh, that must mean they got all the attention. No, you ain't got nothing if you don't own it. That's the whole point. If you don't own it, you have to own something to try to tell somebody else what they can do with it. And as far as all I'm seeing, only thing I ever see is somebody trying to do something I did, whether they're doing it because they want to ask who looked better or doing it because they need some views or whatever the case might be. I don't look at people. I don't, I watch YouTube sometimes, most times just on talent things, or if I'm trying to figure out something, or just look at how other people do it. Not necessarily to say, oh, I'm gonna go do exactly what they did or anything like that. It's just that's what it's there for. I'm not gonna go and, say took this and made this mine. I mean, I don't think I've ever been on anything that I've used somebody else's how-to video and came and said I made this mine exactly how they did it. I did it the same way, but it's mine. Even though I do have a bad habit of saying everything is mine, because I've been saying it since I was a kid, so I can't help that. And 9 times 10, if everybody's trying to copy off me, it is fucking mine. Period. I don't care what you say. I don't care what your daddy told you, your mama told you. I don't care who told you. Whoever. Dude down the street or nobody. Already know how I roll with this thing here. So yeah, but anyway, back to this T-shirt. I don't know. I ain't ever seen the people wear the T-shirt. They was around there wearing jackets and shit like I gave a fuck about a fucking jacket. I don't know how this goes on YouTube, if I'm gonna get dinged because I got a lot to say and I might not be using the right language, which I normally don't ever because it's mine. No, so then they come to try to go telling everybody, look, she stole my stuff. What stuff? For one, you ain't even a citizen to be having nothing here. I mean, you show me some papers, some, official citizenship papers, and then you can say something over here is yours. As far as in my lane, ain't nothing over here yours. You ain't got no papers over here. Ain't no ownerships, nothing over here. So anyway, so yeah, so they see what I've done that, or they see how I went about doing something, and then they want to copy it. Or and then in my case, I just sit around most of the times and give people time, head starts, as they say. Give them a lot of head starts. You claim everybody is there to do what you want them to do and say what you want to do. Snap your fingers and they're gonna come running. So I give them their head starts. Create what you're gonna create. Do whatever it is you're gonna do. If it's your butt they looking at, then you should be able to, make that plain. I mean, we all know how China creates a lot of stuff, and most of the times you can't really take credit for coming up with something, you know. And I'm not even going to get in on it because I can take credit for coming up with something because I just come up with something. You know, that was the whole thing about my shorts when I came out with them in 2004. The Bitter Broads was like, how you come up with that? Like, and then here they come trying to get another version name of it, you know, or try to name it that way. But everybody already knew you was too late. Y'all broads was somewhere over there in a hair salon trying to talk about, look what I just bought. Whatever you bought, it didn't last. You ain't still, rocking that. So yeah, and I'm just addressing this because when I see on YouTube, I know what people are really talking about or what they aiming at. Because when people get to trying to say they should be able to use my stuff because I use theirs, no, you ain't never use. I ain't never used your stuff. It's just you constantly trying to use my stuff. And so when then I come in, the rightful owner comes and take ownership of it. Then they like, she using my stuff. No, bro, you just had a chance to understand what this was all about. Not nobody gave you my stuff. They was trying to tell a story, and when you're trying to tell stories, even when you reading a book, there are characters. It's not just because you're a character in a book don't mean it's yours. Which is another thing that so many people keep getting confused. Sometimes the book goes on different, chapters. It goes on different chapters. Sometimes it's different other books that come on after it that keeps the story going. And sometimes it just takes a long time. And people, and I understand how people sometimes think, oh, we've been doing this a long time. It must mean it is all, because it always must mean they like us better. It must mean they don't care. It must mean you want your head busted for must meaning. It ain't no must mean until somebody come and sign and say this is officially yours. It don't must mean nothing, but when it's over, your ass gotta bounce, bitch. That's it. That's what all it must mean. And if you don't like it, you can bounce a little faster or harder or whatever you gotta do with this. Because we ain't even going there. I get tired of all that stuff. I don't care who sung it better. At the end of the day, it wasn't your song. Period. I don't care how many fucking views came after you sung it. It wasn't yours. And when the person whose it is got tired of looking at your ass singing it, bitch, go. That's it. End of story. End of discussion. I don't care. you know you feel like you got something better, then you need to get with the right people that can, that got the money and the backing that can change all the stuff for you. Until then, you are just a fucking worker that need to get on, do your job, and get the hell on. That's all it is. And if I need to be the one to show you how that goes, I am that bitch that do exactly that. So yeah, I don't really get on stuff talking like this, or even talking about the latest drama or the fad, or who had a better wig, or who had a better ass, or who hair looked better on my fucking billboard, because ain't nobody getting on there just pointing on there, snapping their fingers saying I want to be on there. It ain't you. I don't care who you imagine it might be or who you think might be dreaming about you, and that motherfucker, he better be dreaming about you where you are, because he is not dreaming about you where I am. End of story. I don't give a fuck how stupid you is about it. You ain't that fucking crazy. And I've learned that over the years. You ain't that fucking crazy. Period. So anyway, uh the national anthem or hair wigs or you know, it just be a lot of drama. People constantly thinking my stuff theirs. You know, ain't nothing over here yours. And ain't nothing over here was designed for you. Ain't nothing in this state designed for you. I don't care if it's Chicago or any other part of Illinois or New York or anywhere you think you are that you something was made for you. The only thing for you was an exit sign. So when it's time for you to bounce, bitch, go. End of story. Thank you. Good night. Bye.